Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, I did. I saw Halloween and I kept going by it. Yeah, you're right.
All right, so we're back in play here. 8-7. Bar and Stone with the lead.
You. Oh, he's so done.
Flick by Bar.
Here
So dangerous, but you want to try and keep that in unless you're trying to hit your opponent, and that is a good shot in pickleball. We don't mean with fists.
Yep. Nothing personal, just business.
That's exactly right. There's Jocelyn.
8-8-1.
8-8-1.
I mean, racing to the line to serve.
Nice, D. Come on, man.
Right here.
That's that combo Colin wants. He's fine spinning it up and you being ready for the first one because he wants to finish. Just hasn't found that quite right off Deckel Bar yet. Great job by Bar. There it is.
I mean, on cue, Dave.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd almost be like you have an earpiece in Colin's ear.
Especially
that's exactly what he did. Once you punch, down goes Frazier.
And he did do that quite a bit to young Dylan Frazier yesterday. So that's what he's known for over there. And great job. This is a two-shot game, and that's the perfect example right there.
It's so.
Here we go. Right back. Come on.
So bad.
Little
Right back, D.
unforced
Let's go,
error
man.
there.
Back.
And look at this score.
Yeah, and just like that, Dave, it is 10-8-2. DeVilliers and Johns out to the lead.
Let's go, D. Right here, man.
Check
Right here.
there.
Overheated.
All right, come on. Right here. Let's go.
And the Lions desperately need this. I mean, to be going down 2-0 and you know you're running into one of these guys and Callie Smith and one of these guys and Corinne, and you got to win them both. That's tough.
Oh, and Adam Stone getting out of the way of that.
Little matrix move there. Well done.
Let's go.
There you go.
Much needed side out. Actually, that's a point. Excuse me.
9-10-1.
9-10-1.
You.
Stone again able to get that lob out of the air. The backhand.
Yeah. So good, Stone. Way to get it.
DeVilliers screams out, but Johns couldn't pull his paddle out of there. It's the only point of this match that we've had Adam Stone on the left side of the court. We had to switch on the lob. Now it's a race to 5.
Yep, all tied up again here at 10.
Yeah.
Oh, Deckel ready for that speed up and gives him and partner Adam Stone and Team Clean a 1-point lead here at 11-10.
11-10-1.
They would love to take the commanding lead here.
Commanding being 2, as this one has been a tight one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Oh, and there's your guy. Dave, we were at the U.S. Open and saw Adam Stone miss a lot of those overheads. You had
That's
to talk
my
with him, and
partner.
he fixed it.
That's my partner.
Gotta
Yes.
play. Come on.
We had
Let's go.
split pro. A lot of fun to play with Adam, but yeah, he's got the overhead squared away.
Yeah, he
Thanks, buddy.
He had the yips for about a half hour.
Yeah.
Oh, a little paddle clash in the middle.
Good stuff, Stone.
Paddle down. What's that sound mean, Dom?
Time out for DeVilliers and Johns. As they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout with them. Be right back here with the conclusion of this men's doubles match here at Major League Pickleball.
The Pro XR pickleball paddle answers the age-old question of how to get paddle speed and control with the same paddle and one grip, and this is it. Pro XR gives you more spin, greater control, and quicker reloads on every shot in the game, because you always have that constant feel for that leverage and control and paddle speed that we're all looking for. Pro XR is the most revolutionary technology in pickleball.
Pick up right mid-action right there. DeVilliers and Johns out of the timeout. Good timeout for them as they hold the first, Dave.
Can they get that going? You're going to the timeout wizard here.
Haven't brought him up in a while. He's much needed.
Oh, tried to go tweener.
Twice tried to go. He had the first one, got back, and Barr says, no, not that one. And we have a game point here for Deco Barr and Adam Stone to go up 2-0 in this matchup. And Deco Barr will end it right there, and they will take this match 15-10 over Jocelyn DeVilliers and Colin Johns. Congratulations to Team Clean as they go up 2-0 over the Lions. We'll take a quick break when we come back.
So good, Deco.
You too, man.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to switch over right back to championship court. We'll be back. We may go down. If we do, we'll be right back right back after we do. Be a couple minutes if we do.
The pickleball community is growing rapidly and evolving. Duper brings accuracy, transparency, and adaptability to the sport. Fair and competitive play is a better experience for everyone. This is our pickleball community. And now Duper will make every match count.
I know how good I am and how hard I've been working to get better. I've got the medals to prove it.
But my rating doesn't show how good I am. I'm so frustrated I can't find someone who will play with me when I play out of state.
I just won a gold medal at 4-5, but my rating still says I can play 3-5. The Duper rating system uses how close a match was
and how many points are scored, and they're open to adapting to how the game is changing.
Playing at the right competitive level keeps matches fair and fun for me and for pickleball.
It's time to make every match count.
I know how good I am and how hard I've been working to get better. I've got the medals to prove it.
But my rating doesn't show how good I am. I'm so frustrated I can't find someone who will play with me when I play out of state.
I just won a gold medal at 4-5, but my rating still says I can play 3-5. The Duper rating system uses how close a match was
and how many points are scored, and they're open to adapting to how the game is changing.
Playing at the right competitive level keeps matches fair and fun for me and for pickleball.
It's time to make every match count.
What if our 20 by 40 foot bounds didn't hold us in, but made us feel more free? What if nothing could contain our passion? Finding anywhere to play, any excuse to stay. Every chance to watch it and more ways to build it. Even when things get tough, we just can't help ourselves. Day by day, heart and soul. When you live and breathe it, there's no stopping it. There's no stopping us from breaking barriers, smashing expectations, sharing our passion with the world. Any chance we get. Because when you love pickleball, you live to make it major. Introducing Major League Pickleball.
Imagine a world where being carbon neutral is as simple as swiping the right credit card. Introducing Carbon Zero, the only credit card that automatically calculates, offsets, and tracks your carbon footprint as you spend. With Carbon Zero, how you make purchases today is exactly how you protect tomorrow. Sign up for the Carbon Zero credit card and swipe your carbon footprint goodbye.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first ever Major League Pickleball Draft. I'm Dave Fleming, and this is a historic night for our sport. This sport started in the Pacific Northwest in 1965, and here we are today in 2021 in a castle drafting the kings and queens of our sport. This event was the brainchild of a group of people Brooks Wiley, Steve Kuhn, and Melly Price, who wanted to raise the level of our great sport, and we are ready to see that come to life here tonight. Because it's the players, yes, the players that we all strive to see compete. Before we get to the draft, let's take a look at them on the courts.
Introducing Major League Pickleball. 53 of the world's highest-ranked pickleball players have made the cut, but only 32 will be drafted. Starting on November 5th, 8 teams will face off in MLP's Season 1, a round-robin competition for the first-ever Major League Pickleball Championship event. 4 days of competition will be live-streamed and broadcast from the one-of-a-kind outdoor Texas venue, Dreamland Dripping Springs, with the final round being broadcast live on national TV. Utilizing a unique draft format, each team will be made up of 2 women and 2 men. From there, each team will have a match against the other 7 teams. Each match will have 4 games total: men's doubles, women's doubles, and 2 mixed doubles games. The team with the highest cumulative points across the 4 games wins the match. In the event of a tie, the teams will play 1 game of singles where each player will have to play 4 rallies. Each team chooses the order their players will go in, creating an exciting and unconventional approach to who faces who. Once all 8 teams have had a chance to play each other, the 2 teams with the most matches won will face off against each other to determine the first champion of Major League Pickleball. Our mission is to elevate the fastest growing sport in America. Powered by passion, we're bringing pickleball to the world in a brand new way. This is Major League Pickleball. Love the league, live the sport.
So that's what Major League Pickleball is all about. But let's talk about the formation of these teams. We've got the best players in the world. Some are here in the castle, some are watching all over the country to see how this event unfolds. We have 8 passionate owners who have gone through all of their research, ready to bring this to life. And Major League Pickleball is all about inclusion. We wanted the senior pros to be involved in this event as well, and each of the team owners was assigned a senior pro to help them craft that strategy. My partner tonight is Morgan Evans, sitting next to me, one of the best players on tour, and he knows this sport well. Morgan, what do you think these senior pros are able to do to help out the owners they've been assigned to?
Look, obviously the senior pros bring a wealth of knowledge, not just about the game. They're going to be helping the owners decide the right strategy, who to pick at the right times, which team members go well together, and how it's all going to play out when it comes to November 5 through 8 in Dripping Springs.
So we've got senior pros, we've got the owners ready. Now let's help you understand how this is all going to unfold. Here's how the draft will go down.
53 of the world's best pickleball players eligible to be picked. One historic event. Welcome to the first Major League Pickleball Draft. 8 teams will draft 32 players in teams of 4. 2 men and 2 women on each team. Who they are will all be revealed. To make the teams fair and competitive, we have created a unique draft format. Here's how it works. ATX pickleballers will be given the first female draft pick. They will then be automatically assigned the 16th female pick and the 8th and 9th male picks to ensure fairness and balance across the teams. Conversely, Team BLQK will be given the first male draft pick. They will then be automatically assigned the 16th male pick and the 8th and 9th female picks. What this does is evenly distribute talent across genders so that a team is not overloaded in a specific team match. This ensures that any matchup will be competitive. For example, when ATX Pickleballers plays Team BLQK, there will be 4 games to determine who won the match: men's doubles, women's doubles, and 2 mixed doubles teams. By drafting teams in this way, it allows for a consistent skill level that creates competitive matches regardless of team configuration. Now that the picks have been assigned, the draft order will be solidified. We will draft players alternating between the men's and women's ranks. Although highly ranked players will be sought after, it's who they are paired with that really counts. For more information about the draft, go to MajorLeaguePickleball.net.
This format is sure to keep this entire night fired up because we're going to be flip-flopping from a male to a female pick all night long till we get to that 30-second selection. Now, what's interesting is everyone's got their ranking sheets, there's been mock drafts, but it's the pairings that are truly going to be the most important part of this event. Morgan, why is that more important than just who's got the higher rating?
Look, I think a huge amount of it is about the experience of different players playing with others. And, that's where a lot of the senior pros are going to come in. The players themselves are going to help out with that. How well a team really gels together can often make two players more effective than perhaps the sum of their own parts. And that's a massive part of it. And obviously, if it comes down to the singles, if there's a tiebreaker, that's a huge part of it as well. So there's a lot of obviously incredibly talented singles players, but the mixed teams, the men's and the women's teams, how well they can select the best group is huge.
It is huge, and I can't wait to see how this comes together. What I am excited about right this second is let's dive into this a little bit more, and we have the Major League Pickleball Commissioner here. That's right, Jenny Klitsch, our commissioner, is ready to give you a few more details about what's going to go down tonight. Take it away, Jenny.
Good evening. My name is Jenny Klitsch, and I'm honored to serve as the very first commissioner of Major League Pickleball. One of the tenets of Major League Pickleball is equality first. We have 16 female players, we have 16 male players, we have equal match play, we have equal visibility, and we will have equal pay with up to $150,000 of prize money based on team performance. Some of the owners are experienced pickleball players and are ready to make their picks. Some are not and need the help of advisors. But all must figure out the optimal combination of singles, doubles, and mixed doubles players with whom some players playing with folks they've had no partnership experience with before. Players and owners will be allowed to coach during the matches. The event will take place November 5 through 8 in Dreamland in Dripping Springs, Texas. And this is just a unique team format of pickleball, and Dave, the excitement is palpable.
I'm definitely fired up, Jenny, so thank you for that. So we've got a good lay of the land here. Our motto is love the league, live the sport. That's what it oozes through us, Morgan. Everyone is obsessed with this sport. So let's hear from the players themselves about why they're so excited about Major League Pickleball.
Major League Pickleball is the most innovative event that pickleball has seen to date. It is comprised of 32 players, the top 16 on the men's side, the top 16 on the women's side, being drafted and competing on 8 different teams.
I'm a super hockey fan. I remember watching the draft, and it's kind of cool that we're going to be able to do that with pickleball. It's super cool.
Well, I've always loved drafts. Everyone enjoys them, and I actually did a mock draft recently with one of my friends where we went through an entire draft.
I think the draft is going to be epic.
Some picks could come out of left field, but I think it'll be a lot of fun to see where everyone lands.
That's the cool thing about the draft. You don't know what's going to happen.
I'm kind of tired of seeing the same finals every time. This is going to be different, and it's going to be exciting and great.
And I hope I get drafted, and I think this would be an opportunity for people to see what I can do.
I'm super excited to see where I'll be picked in the draft. Yeah, I wish I could be on the same team as my daughter, but I mean, if I have to play her, I'm going to take it to her.
That's a lot of fun, hearing what everybody's going to say and like all the strategies and the trash talking. I think it's going to be great.
Seeing different matchups, different partnerships can really intrigue people and get the sport to the next level.
You have to know the players, and not always the best player just automatically works with everybody else. Like everybody has kind of like their strengths and weaknesses.
I feel like the person who drafts the best might just be the winner.
Tune in to the draft Friday, October 1st, and visit MajorLeaguePickleball.net for more information.
I am fired up. This is going to be such an epic night. Morgan, what are you most interested in seeing transpire here tonight?
Yeah, for me, it's about which teams are going to try to find the best all-round team, if they're going to look for one star individual to really try and take the reins and help kind of play as a bit of a coach role as well. And I want to see who goes first in the female side. I think there's a reasonable chance Mr. Ben Johns will go first in the men's side of the division. But the women's, who knows? It could be the 14-year-old phenom, could be a tried and true veteran.
Can't wait to find out. So, folks, get your snacks. Get hydrated. We've got the players are in the house at the castle. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after a few quick breaks from our sponsor.
The pickleball community is growing rapidly and evolving. Duper brings accuracy, transparency, and adaptability to the sport. Fair and competitive play is a better experience for everyone. This is our pickleball community. And now Duper will make every match count.
I know how good I am and how hard I've been working to get better. I've got the medals to prove it.
But my rating doesn't show how good I am. I'm so frustrated I can't find someone who will play with me when I play out of state.
I just won a gold medal at 4-5, but my rating still says I can play 3-5. The Duper rating system uses how close a match was
and how many points are scored, and they're open to adapting to how the game is changing.
Playing at the right competitive level keeps matches fair and fun for me and for pickleball. It's time to make every match count.
What if our 20 by 40 foot bounds didn't hold us in, but made us feel more free? What if nothing could contain our passion? Finding anywhere to play, any excuse to stay. Every chance to watch it and more ways to build it. Even when things get tough, we just can't help ourselves. Day by day, heart and soul. When you live and breathe it, there's no stopping it. There's no stopping us from breaking barriers, smashing expectations, sharing our passion with the world. Any chance we get. Because when you love pickleball, you live to make it major. Introducing Major League Pickleball.
Imagine a world where being carbon neutral is as simple as swiping the right credit card. Introducing Carbon Zero, the only credit card that automatically calculates, offsets, and tracks your carbon footprint as you spend. With Carbon Zero, how you make purchases today is exactly how you protect tomorrow. Sign up for the Carbon Zero credit card and swipe your carbon footprint goodbye.
It is time to start this party, Morgan. I can't wait to see who the first pick is. Any last thoughts before we throw it over to Jenny?
Look, I know whoever it is going to be a lucky lady. This is history in the making right now, to be prized as the greatest female in the eyes of these owners. It's exciting times.
So let's find out who that queen here in the castle is. Jenny, take it away.
As the Commissioner of Major League Pickleball, I am thrilled to inform you that the first ever draft pick is in. To announce the number one overall draft pick, we have available Brene Brown, who I understand is available remotely and has asked me to make her pick here live on the screen. The number one draft pick for the 2021 is Catherine Parento.
Catherine Parento is the #1 pick, and what a year she has had so far. U.S. Open, women's doubles champion, Tournament of Champions champion, gold medalist. Tell us about her game and why she is deserving of this first selection.
Catherine is the epitome of hard work. She has been coming up through the ranks for quite some time. The protege of arguably the greatest women's player of all time, Simone Jajin. She has such a good all-round game. She's incredibly consistent, and she partners so well with everybody. I was lucky enough to play a tournament with her this year, and it was just an absolute pleasure. Not just her incredible offense, her court coverage, but her shot selections, her ability to stay cool under pressure. She ticks all the boxes, and it's no surprise to me that she goes #1.
Yeah, what a deserving choice here. Someone who has, as you mentioned, improved her game throughout the year. And as we talked about, singles is an important part of the tiebreaker in this competition. One of the top singles players as well, Morgan.
For sure. And there's an old expression, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. She's what happens when you're talented and you work hard. To be a great singles player requires a whole lot of tenacity, obviously commitment, the physicality to excel in the way she has. It's incredible. So I'm looking forward to seeing her do battle with the rest of this field. I'm sure she can partner well with any other of these girls and come away with a win.
Yeah, so she's going to be a great leader to start this off for her team, and now she'll get to, hey, I'd like to sort of put this combination of other men and women together with her. So we did have some question as to who the first woman drafted would be. Not as much on the men's side. I mean, I think we'd both be stunned if Ben Johns isn't the first pick here. But
yeah, look, I mean, stranger things have happened, but no. In this case, it would seem like a lock. We will find out very shortly who it's going to be. But obviously, Mr. Johns has proven himself time and time again in every discipline, men's, mixed, and singles, obviously. He would be a wise choice.
He would indeed. So let's see if the wise choice was made. Let's throw it over to Jenny to see who the first male pick is in tonight's draft.
With the second overall draft pick, Team BLQK and owner Richie Twazin announces that the #1 male player selected in the 2021 draft is Ben Johns.
So there you have it. Ben Johns, the first male and second pick in today's draft. And as we mentioned, this guy has done everything at such a young age. This is a college student at Maryland, Morgan, and yet he has risen to the top of our sport. Tell us why he is truly, as the kids like to say, the GOAT.
Well, it's easy to look at his physical skills, his ability to flick backhands and make everybody look silly, his ability to stay in long, drawn-out dink rallies and not pull the trigger too early. Those are the kinds of things that can keep someone in the game and really give them a great chance, a great career. However, what really separates him more so is his strategic brain. You know, he's able to really do his homework, put the hard work in deciphering what kind of game plan is going to work best against his opponents and take it from there. I mean, he's the best for the reason.
Yeah, I mean, this is a player that has that physical ability, yet has done the work mentally. He's scouts. He knows where to go against everybody. He's putting the time in off the court, not just physically, but mentally. And that's why he is the hunted. This is who all the other guys are coming after every single tournament, and yet he keeps rising above, and his team is now going to find those pieces to work together with him to try and win a Major League Pickleball championship.
He has a target on his back and has had that same target for quite some time. I'm excited to see which of the other guys is going to really kind of close that gap. For my money, I'm a huge fan of Deckel Bar, Jay de Villiers. I'd like to see them go 2 or 3. Riley Newman also. I mean, there's some real beasts out there that physically can compete with Ben. But Ben, he's putting in the hard work. He knows that they're coming for him, and he knows he has to keep putting in more work than anyone else to stay ahead of the game.
He sure does, and he's putting that work in. So we've had 2 picks. Just to set the stage here, we have a few players who weren't able to be part of the draft pool via scheduling conflicts or injuries. You will not hear Simone Jardim tonight. You will not hear Lucy Kovalova. You will not hear Matt Wright. And Steve Deacon has a wrist injury and will not be able to compete in November. So for those of you watching at home looking for those names, those are not coming. But guess what? We've got awesome players coming. Let's see who the second woman pick's going to be. Take it away, Jenny.
All right, next up is our 3rd overall pick. Team Chimeras, owned by Charlie Walker and Charles Attal, are unable to be here tonight. Their company, C3 Presents, is doing opening night at the Austin City Limits Music Festival. However, they communicated their pick to me, and for the 3rd overall pick and the number 2 female player selected, it is my honor to announce that person is Anna Lee Waters.
So you gotta love that immediate reaction there from Anna Lee and her mom, Lee Waters there. And do you want to talk about bringing heat to the pickleball court, Morgan? She's fired up. She's ripping 2-handed backhands. What do you love about her game?
She is possibly the most adorable wrecking ball in all of professional sports. I mean, she makes blunt force trauma look beautiful. So watching her, you see constant pressure. Whether it's from the baseline in singles, this 2-handed rolling cross-court 3rd shot drop. I don't know how she does it. I want it. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think we all want it. And I think, talk to us about the fact that she's had not just this meteoric rise from her hard work, but the fact that she gets to play with her mom. What do you think that brings to the table here?
Oh, it's huge. Obviously, they are a team. They've played together for quite some time now. But not just that, they're practice partners as well. Having an inbuilt practice partner in your home, it's massive. Someone to get you out of bed earlier than you'd like, but make sure you get spaghetti at night. That's the dream come true for any budding professional.
Exactly. So, Mom, get that dinner on the table, but also make that 3rd shot drop so I can get in there and poach. So here's the deal, folks. This duo usually likes to play together. We'll see how the picks unfold. They might be staring each other down in this matchup, and I bet you that will happen. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But Anna Lee and Lee Waters may be facing off across the net, not on the same side of the net, at Major League Pickleball in November down at Dripping Springs. So, all right, Ben Johns was our first male selected. Who's going to be number 2? What are you thinking?
For me, I'm going to go with Deckelbar. I've been a Deckelbar fan for quite some time. I love the way he's changed his game. He has done wonders with the Ernie. The way he can find an Ernie from nowhere, not just an Ernie, but a Bert as well, coming from the other side of the court. But not just do it, but have the touch and finesse to be able to place that ball anywhere. He's a big man. He moves incredibly well. He has the power of an Israeli demigod. I'd love to see him.
So, will it be Deckelbar or somebody else? Jenny, let's find out who that second male pick will be.
With the 4th overall draft pick and the number 2 male player selected in the 2021 draft, co-owner Tim Clinch announced that the team Pickle Ranchers picks Riley Newman.
You can hear the big roar. The Riley Newman fan club is in the castle. All of the constituencies from his fiefdom are here.
There are 37 Newman children in the family, and they're all here today.
So let's talk about Riley's game for a minute. Got that unique 2-handed backhand roll that he likes to use, but his forte is sitting there in that middle of the court and just dictating trouble with that forehand.
Yeah, he is like a spider monkey when he gets going. Obviously, the 2-handed backhand, I've tried it many times. It's not as easy as it makes it look. His ability to squash that forehand from anywhere. He has the speed to be able to take over the game, the consistency to stay alive when need be, and he does a great job of having fantastic partners. He's done incredibly well with Catherine Threnthal, his sister Lindsay Newman, obviously. He's a wrecking ball. He's amazing.
He is, and when you look at a player like that has that unique trait, I mean, he'll run. We've seen him in the stands before. He never gives up. A lot of the, oh my gosh, pickleball is amazing, are points that he plays in because of his defense, too. Talk to us about what he's able to do when he's not wrecking people, but stopping them from wrecking him.
Yeah, I mean, as they say, defense wins championships, and there's really no one better, I think, for my money, in the defensive realm than Riley Newman. He's paired up, obviously, really well with Tyson McGuffin. As a team, they have defended everything. They've taken the best of the best right down to the wire, and they've won. I think his two-handed backhand does play an important role there. When he's in transition, his ability to use that to pick off balls on the short hop or half volley, it makes a massive difference to the game. You know, that area that is so often thought of as no man's land, it is now known as the land of opportunity. He owns it.
He does, and I think that's a great point for everybody watching that loves pickleball. There is no man's land or no women's land in pickleball. You can make things happen from there, and Riley Newman is a great example. So we got 2 men, we got 2 women picked. Now we get into these, some really nice players in the third pick. We got Team Rally here. I have about 30 seconds left on the clock. We're looking at Callie Smith, Jessie Irvin, and some others. What are you thinking here with this third female pick?
Yeah, I think for me, Jessie Irvin has proven herself again and again. She's one of those players that does a great job of keeping a level head. You know, she is often borderline stoic on the court. When she shows real emotion, it's because something amazing has happened. Generally, she likes to keep an even keel, while her opponents often are playing with these emotional roller coasters, riding the waves and the ebbs and flows. She's able to weather those storms easily. She also does another great job in transition, similar to Riley Newman. Doesn't make bad decisions there. Is cooler than the other side of the pillow when it needs to be.
So is our favorite cool-sided pillow player the next pick? We're about to find out. Jenny, take it away.
All right, with the 5th overall pick and the number 3 female pick, Team Rally selects Jessie Irvin.
There she is. All smiles from Jessie Irvin. From North Carolina, now lives in California, and this woman is an absolute terror on the court. She's able to hit every shot. The reach surprises her opponents both in women's and mixed. Tell us what you've seen that just really makes you go, yes, that's the third pick, and you're darn right it should be.
Yeah, her two-handed backhand alone has enough force to restart a dying star. It's shocking how much power she can generate from such a short distance. I was lucky enough to practice quite a lot with her fairly early on in her career, and right from the get-go, you could just see this raw talent, being able to move as well as she does, and really surprise people, men, women, just with the amount of power she can put on from short distances, finish a point incredibly quickly, but then still have the sense to dink cross-court for 30, 40, 50 shots if she needs to. She's got the endurance, and she's got all the power she needs.
She does, and I think what I really like about what she has done is been able to add the finesse to all that power. I mean, she will dink with you until she gets that right ball, and now she's looking at how do I add offense in the transition area, how do I go behind people. Her game is a beautiful game. She's one of the most beautiful players to watch just because of how smooth everything is. She's a tennis player that was able to take tennis to pickleball brilliantly. That is a wonderful third pick here. So we've had 3 women, 2 guys. We have a third guy coming up. You talked about Pickleball before, still on the board. There's also a big Frenchman on the board as well. What are we thinking here? There's a lot of great male players wanting their name to be called next.
Certainly. For me, Jay de Villiers has really excelled. He is putting in the work largely in the amount of tournaments he's playing. It's almost like every weekend you see him somewhere on a podium. It doesn't matter where he needs to go, he's getting his hours. You know, we all talk about that kind of 10,000 hour rule, and it's a real curiosity for me how long it's going to take for pickleball, professional pickleball, to be a sport that really requires that, and that's 10 years at 20 hours a week, thereabouts, 10,000 hours. And I know a lot of these players have put in their hard yards on the tennis court and have transferred over brilliantly. He obviously comes from a fantastic tennis background as well. But his game, he's been able to partner with everybody, including myself, and come away with a win.
So there you go. He won with Morgan Evans earlier this year. We expect someone a lot taller than me or Morgan to be picked here. Will it be one of the taller players? Jenny, let us know who's next in the Major League Pickleball draft.
We've got the number 6 overall pick and the 3rd male player selected by the Lions. And that player is Jay de Villiers.
There's the smile from the Frenchman. So, oui, Jocelyn. So, here we go. Tall, engaging, great across the board. This is a guy that's done a ton of damage in singles as well. So, as we get to those tiebreakers at 2-2 in the Major League Pickleball matchups, he's going to be a factor there. But plays a lot with Pat Smith. We'll see is that going to work out here? Again, we talked about how are the pairings going to work out here, but this is a guy that can rip a one-handed backhand, a two-handed backhand. You played with him. You won with him. What did you see standing next to you?
Look, I saw a guy that could take over at any moment. I saw a Frenchman being French when he wants to be. You know, is he good-looking enough? I don't know. That's a tough question. But he has the finesse to be able to play some extraordinary shots. And he is slowly but surely learning how to be not just the player with all the flash, all the Showtime, ESPN shots, but also, you know, Mr. Consistent as well. And that makes him a better team member for anyone out there.
Yeah, I think we talked before about the taller players flying around the court. This is somebody that is earning, that is just all over the place, and just the mere presence, I think it creates mistakes. I think it makes you question the shot you want to choose. Talk to us about, and let our viewers know, what is it like when you have that just all over you and you're trying to execute what you want to do when you know that's on the other side of the court?
Oh, it creates such a problem, an amount of pressure that you can't really put it into words until you're up against it. You realize now that dink you thought was perfect is not perfect, and your partner's about to eat it because you floated it 2 inches too far, and that man can take it out of the air and rip it into the shoulder of your poor partner, who is now rolling their eyes at you, wondering why you didn't just go down the line. He's not just that, he's got consistent returns of serve. His backhand drive, reminds me of Joey Farias. It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. So you got that reach, you got all of that. Team cleans on the clock. They got 30 seconds to go here. Fourth lady about to come out here.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Morgan?
I mean, I got to go back to Deckel. I think
fourth woman coming
fourth
up.
woman.
So
My
with all apologies to the Barr family there.
Well, for the fourth woman, I think it's going to be hard to go past Callie Smith. You know, she has proven herself US Open champion. She has gotten over that hump, and I think she's ready to take it to the next level again and again. So again, she's another one of those players with a phenomenal work ethic. If you've ever seen her move her feet, I don't think there's anyone quicker making a first step left or right than Callie Smith.
So let's see if it is Callie Smith coming up next. Jenny, take it away.
All right, we're up to the 7th overall pick. The number 4 woman picked by Team Clean is Callie Smith.
So there she is. Callie Smith here in the castle waving. Utah's favorite, and as you mentioned, just watching this highlight package, you want to see fire, you want to see feet moving, you want to see, like, the fist pumping is second to none, Morgan.
There's an intensity that, unless you've been on set during a Marvel action film. You're not going to get it anywhere else. It's really phenomenal, and arguably the best hair in women's pickleball.
Oh, I played mixed with her, and that braid, you have to be careful. You do.
You do indeed. No, but she's a delightful human. I haven't been able to play with her. I've played against her, and I've usually come away fairly sore every time. And she makes me pay.
Yeah, so this is a relentless player. So you've got drives coming off both sides of the ball. She's got the touch at the kitchen line. What do you think is the right combination of player as we look ahead for Team Clean to pair with Callie?
I think this is one of the situations where I actually think she needs some fire with her as well. I think if she has a partner that is a little too docile, it may not work they may not get the best out of her. So I'd like to see her go with someone that has, some real fire in the belly as well.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt the fire coming from Callie Smith's paddle is second to none. Great pick there. So now we're looking at the Discovery Warriors. Now, as the draft unfolds, they actually have the next 2 picks because they're going to take the 4th man and the 5th woman. So the strategy here gets very interesting, Morgan. So here we are. You've been calling for the big Israeli. You want Pickleball to be picked here. We'll see what happens.
I'm a huge fan, and I think I've got
Texas State's defense and another massive 4th down stop in this 4th quarter.
I tell you what, both these defenses in the second half have really done an outstanding job. And you looked at it, you cut in front right there. He did a nice job. It was identical, the same patterns, back-to-back plays. Instead of going to Knight underneath, he tried to stretch it down the field, got in front of it. Ball was, if that ball's on time for the completion, it gets picked. But it's just short, knocked away.
And now if you're Texas State, you probably need at least 2 first downs to put this game away.
Yeah, they've got 3 timeouts. If they get a stop on this first down play, they'll use it right here. So 4 or 5 yards is always positive if you can get that on first down play.
On first down, run Jeter. Jamil Jeter churns out about 2. And Terry Bowden right away calls that timeout.
Yeah, so if you take this to 3rd down and get the first down, you can pretty much secure the game because they're going to use their timeouts. Now, this 2nd down play, you don't make any yardage, they're going to use a timeout. Then all of a sudden, they can have an opportunity to get the ball back in what is, basically a 1-point. It's a 1-point game.
You look at the remaining schedule for ULM. And again, this is a very important game for the Warhawks. A team is trying to become bowl eligible. They need 2 more wins to get there. And ULM, this game today, next week hosting Arkansas State, but those final 2, awfully tough on the road, LSU and Louisiana. You figured, Keith, if they were going to get to that number of 6, this game was going to have to be one of them.
I said all week, I looked at it, I said, well, this is almost a must-win if they want to get to a bowl game because you're not going to go to LSU, and we've already seen how difficult it is to go to University of Louisiana Lafayette and win a football game.
The date on that game against the Cajuns, November 27th. Obviously not playing both opponents in the same day. 2nd down and 8 after the run by Jeter. Jeter again, off the left side. Jeter. Good run inside the 35, and another timeout will be called here by Terry Bowden.
This is the play of the game. Texas State can they can secure the victory with 4 yards. It's what it takes right here. 3rd down and 4. Even if they take a timeout, you can go to victory formation at that point. So it's about making a 1st down right here. I don't throw the football. Either way, I don't throw it right here. I run for it. If you don't make it, force them to use a timeout. I may even go for it on 4th down. Or at this point, I could attempt a field goal because right now it'd be a 50-yarder.
Looking at Texas State's remaining schedule, the Bobcats back home again next week, taking on Georgia Southern. An Eagle program which just made a hire of its own. Clay Helton will be the head coach for the Eagles moving forward, and then 2 road games to close things out. Texas State playing 2 teams under 500 of their final 3, a chance to maybe end this season with some momentum.
Yeah, and they need that. They need November wins.
Yes.
Let's just doesn't matter who you're lining up again. They need to find a way to win some games in November, something this program has not done in the last few years.
Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 4. Jeter on the run. Jeter has got it inside the 30. And that might close the door on the Warhawks with 2:23 to go. Only 1 timeout left for Terry Bowden. Not taking it yet.
Yeah, you'll really huddle up, take your clock down. This is your job as a quarterback. What a job by T-Vid in this ball game today. He's done everything he's asked to do. Now his job is to manage the clock, because you've got to manage it here. Know what the play clock looks like. Take it down to inside 5 on every snap for here the rest of the ball game.
And boy, as this game winds down, that missed extra point by ULM has become magnified way back in the first half. Jeter's going to walk in for a touchdown that ULM wanted him to score. You saw the reaction by some of Texas State's players, and they were upset Jeter scored, because now ULM will get the ball back, assuming the Bobcats kick the point after. It would remain a 1-possession game. ULM, by design, wanted that to happen.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's just really difficult. Right here, do you sit down? You really don't know what to do. It puts you in an odd position as a runner. In my opinion, take the touchdown. You know what? You're giving us 6, we'll take the 6. Make this extra point, though.
This for an 8-point lead, and Keller sneaks it through, makes it 27-19. But if you're ULM now, a minute 43 to go with 1 timeout, and a chance to maybe tie the game with this upcoming possession.
Well, a couple of ways to look at that. Your kickoff team is backing them up every time. Now, it is into the breeze. We don't have near the breeze we had at the beginning of the game, but you'll be kicking from left to right on your screen into the breeze right now. So if you can get it back to the 25-yard line, that'll be the first thing. And just keep everything in front of you. It's just got to keep everything in front. I think you rush 4, drop 7, and keep it in front of you.
Jeter, 16 carries, 92 yards here today.
Time of possession, Brant. Yeah. Look at that, time of possession.
Yeah, we're looking at the large video board right now where it's being shown to the fans. ULM has had the football for nearly an entire quarter more than the Bobcats have.
I don't know that all the games I've done in all my years, I don't know that I've seen a discrepancy of 36-16 to 15:01.
And the team that's under 15:01 is leading by 8.
Amazing.
So again, ULM said, Jamil Jeter, please score. He did. So the Warhawks get their wish. But now down 8 with a $1:43 to go. Jacob Bates. They put the Warhawks at the 25-yard line again. And so this comes down to the young freshman from Mansfield, Texas, the quarterback, Chandler Rogers.
Well, it'll be interesting here. You know, they've used him on RPOs. He has not had as much success just in drop back, just as a quarterback with empty and being a drop back. He's been better on the move, and they've gotten him outside and put him in some RPO runs. See what happens here. I think you'll see them come at least 4. Will Texas State to come after him. And you've got to keep everything in front.
Saw breakdowns in coverage earlier in the game for Texas State. Empty backfield for Rogers. First half with the 25. Rogers steps up, pressured, and down he goes. Rebels, what a difference maker he has been in the second half.
Two things he's done. One, he's upset that he had to miss for his teammates. He feels like he let his teammates down by not being in the game in the first half. Second part is he's rested. These other guys have been out playing, so when he comes out in the second half, he is rested. He has played more snaps than he would normally play in the second half because he didn't play in the first half.
Jordan Rebels from Houston, Texas, played at Galena Park North Shore High School, was the MVP of the 2018 6A state title game against Duncanville. MVP is a defensive lineman, but also offensively caught a touchdown pass on a gadget play in that game.
Yeah, if you look at the last play he just ran, they dropped him into a spy. They're rushing the two guys on the end. He has enough speed as a defensive lineman to spy the quarterback, because that's what he was doing. They rushed the ends, they dropped him off, and as soon as Rogers stepped up, he was there to make the play.
Tells you what a well-rounded athlete Rebels is. Second down and 13. Rogers on the run, looking to throw, and Rogers will cut his losses and go out of bounds. Stops the clock with 90 seconds to go.
That's where he feels more comfortable. You can tell this is a young man that likes to throw when he's moving. He's more accurate when he's moving. He does not feel comfortable in straight shotgun drop back.
3rd and 9. Rogers to throw again. Empty backfield over the middle. Caught. Great tackle in space made by Markavian Coleman of Cavill. Brings up 4th down, and the clock is running.
Yeah, they've got to go quick, but they also have to convert here on 4th down, or this ball game's over.
Wanting down to a minute to go.
A lot of time going off here.
4th down. Rogers. Well protected. Dump off pass to Holmes. Cuts up field, and Holmes has enough for the first down to stop the clock as well with 56 seconds to go.
Nice job of finding that soft spot. The receiver's coming back that time to the football because his initial look was not open. Came back, got the completion and out of bounds to stop the clock.
Now from his own 38, here's Rogers. Again, well protected, steps up. Rogers going to aim for the sidelines, pushed out hard by Cordell Rogers, and he did it in bounds. And you see that his sideline pushing him away, not wanting to get a taunting penalty. 2nd down coming up for ULM.
Yeah, it was close to that 15-yard extra. It's right on the deal, but he was in the field of play when there was contact.
Goes down as a loss for Rogers. On 2nd down, fires for Derrick, incomplete. Stops the clock, 44 seconds left, and it's 3rd down and 11.
All right, now I think this is one of the times that you might see where you heat him up. I mean, now that you got it behind the chains, they've got to hold it a little longer. Where they've rushed 3, this might be when you see Nixon come after him.
3-man rush. Rogers flings that complete in the flat, and a tackle short of the yard, a gain of the 46 by Darian Wiley. ULM 30 seconds to go, and it's 4th down. 4th and 4. 4-man rush. Rogers heaving that, and it's batted away by Zion Childress, and that will seal the game. Texas State's defense holding ULM to 3 second-half points, and they are able to close the door. A football program trying to learn how to close out games, win in the 4th quarter, have done that this afternoon.
I tell you, I see so many things that you see improvement on. Didn't turn the ball over today. Found a way in the second half when they weren't moving the ball offensively to put themselves in position to win the field position part of the game. Their kicking game was excellent. And the last part of it, their defense made plays when they needed.
Not too many times the Bobcats have run a kneel-down play. They've done that here. And homecoming 2021, a successful one for the Bobcats. And that goes down as homecoming win 49, number 49 all time. As Jake Spavital and Terry Bowden meet at midfield. Their paths have crossed before, with Terry Bowden having been at West Virginia and Jake Spavital time there at West Virginia as well. 27-19, the Bobcats to win over ULM as they pick up their third win of the season and end a 3-game losing streak. We will hear from head coach Jake Spavital coming up. Final score from Bobcat Stadium. Texas State 27, ULM 19. Back with Coach Spavital. Actually, we'll stay with you here and bring you Coach Spavital in a moment. Texas State, as we keep things here with you at Bobcat Stadium, offensively struggled in the second half. Able to do enough offensively, but the defense again was really the story for this football team to close out the game.
Yeah, no question. I think great adjustments at halftime. One of the things they decided to do, obviously Rebels coming back into the game, and what they did to create pressure in the second half of the ball game, defensively, 307 yards of total offense in the first half, only about 50 in the second half. So that adjustment, not as good, but defensively outstanding.
You want to know how evenly played this game was? Total yards, 434 for Texas State, 432 for ULM.
Yeah, it was. And, you didn't see the ball on the carpet. Now, we had quite a few penalties in the game, but still, that's a big win. That's a November win for Jake Spavital and this Texas State ball club against a club that you can see with Terry Bowden is turning the corner, going in the right direction.
Texas State coming into this game was tied for second in the FBS in terms of fewest amount of sacks, only 7. Today, 5 with 8 tackles for loss. Really came to play again once they saw the return of Jordan Revels in the second half.
Yeah, and Nixon also had a really good second half of football. Is a good design, found a way to get some pressure. More importantly, though, found a way to win a game in November. That is just outstanding for this ball club.
So again, here in a moment, we'll send it down to Coral Ring, standing by with head coach Jake Spavital as the Bobcats celebrate their second home win of the season. And now we go down. Coral standing by with Bobcat head coach Jake Spavital, still waiting to get everything set up there. So we'll get things here for you with Coach Spavital in just a moment. He told us in the week how much he admired the Bowden family. Bobby Bowden's Florida State team's a big influence on him, a big fan of Peter Warrick and teams like that. As we now go down to Coral with head coach Jake Spavital. Coral. Well, it looks like we may still be having some issues in getting Coach Spavital down there with Coral. Having some audio difficulties here, so I'll tell you what, we'll just forego the interview with Coach Spavital. We'll have a chance to talk to him next week ahead of the Georgia Southern game. And that's an opponent, Georgia Southern having a down year, but always difficult to prepare for an option-style offense.
Yeah, it is, because it is totally different. They're about ball control, making you gap control, those kind of things. And on the defensive side of the ball, they will really attack you. They are probably 40-50% blitz, so you'll see how you have to adjust to that. But first of all, just a really nice victory. Well-played game here today. Really good college football game here today.
And that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Bobcat Stadium. Texas State holds on for a 27-19 win over ULM. So, for Keith Moreland, I'm Brian Freeman saying so long from San Marcos. Again, the final score, Texas State 27, ULM 19. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN from San Marcos. Good night.